How's it going, folks? Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel and to the month of November. Let's kick off the new month with a quick look at all the confirmed MMORPG launches, content updates, and alpha/beta tests coming our way for your convenience. All subsequent launch announcements and news about content can be found in my news shop videos, so subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for that. Let's start with new content launches, and on the calendar, first up is The Elder Scrolls Online's MARKATH DLC, which launches today, November 2nd. Free for all ESO Plus members, MARKATH is the fourth and final DLC of the year that wraps up the Dark Heart of Skyrim storyline. Players will get a new zone, The Reach, where a compelling story takes place alongside new characters to be introduced within the quests, and it's a safe bet to expect all the usual zone content that comes with it, like new delves and stuff. Update 28 will also introduce a new solo arena, the VH-Run Hollows, which folks are pretty excited about, and for new systems, ESO will be getting a new collection system that allows us to conveniently manage our gear, sort and seek items within sets, and that sounds pretty awesome. For console players, on the other hand, MARKATH DLC launches on the 10th of November. Next up, on the 4th of November, Standing Stone Games will be releasing a new expansion for Dungeons & Dragons Online called the Fables of the Feywild. This is a paid expansion for everyone, with the cheapest tier coming in at $40 containing the Feywild play areas filled with new adventure quests and unicorns, pixies, and all that good stuff. Better yet, this expansion introduces a brand new playable race, the Shifter, which is accessible on all tiers, so you won't miss out on that. You can also expect a new raid with all new loot in addition to a new universal enhancement tree, so if you do play Dungeons & Dragons Online, hey, have fun jumping into this one. Now, launching on the 4th of November as well is the Guardian class for Black Desert on consoles. There really is nothing for me to elaborate on here, as I'm pretty sure you BDO players know exactly what to expect since she's been out on the PC for close to a year now. She's a badass melee warrior that's pretty fun to run down mobs with, so if you play exclusively on console, this should open up your roster for more diversity, I guess. Expect to see the usual level up events at launch, and her Awakening and Succession updates will follow within a week or two of release, so you'll be pretty busy. Moving on to the 17th of November, Guild Wars 2 will be launching the first chapter of its Icebrood Saga finale called TRUCE. This will be the beginning of a multi-chapter format leading into the new expansion coming out next year, but details are scarce at the moment. ArenaNet will be releasing the official trailer for Chapter 1 TRUCE later this week on the 5th, which will tell us exactly what comes in this chapter. My guess is that we'll get a few story pieces that picks up where we last left off in the previous episode, and I hope we do get to see snippets of the new repeatable gameplay content like the Dragon Response missions. As usual, I'll update you guys and gals on the info when we get them, so stay tuned. And last but not least, on the 23rd of November, World of Warcraft will finally be launching the paid Shadowlands expansion, taking both Horde and Alliance players to the afterlife, with all new regions, 5 in total, containing quests, dungeons, raids waiting. So much has happened already with the pre-patch that laid the foundations for Shadowlands, including the huge class tweaks, level squish, and the introduction of a new player experience and starter zone. The pre-expansion event, which ties into the story, will launch earlier on the 10th of November, so prepare yourself for that in the meantime. Alrighty, with new major content out of the way, let's talk about upcoming tests, and here are the noteworthy ones. First on the calendar is the PC closed beta test for Bless Unleashed, which takes place on the 4th of November. Bless Unleashed, for those that don't know, is the console version that's going to be ported onto Steam, with launch taking place in early 2021. The CBT will run for a total of 5 days, and I do expect to see a decent chunk of the early game from combat to questing, which should give me an idea about how different this game will be compared to the now buried Bless Online. So if you're curious about that too, hey, there's no harm or shame in jumping in to check out the CBT. Codes are being given out by the official social media sites or for signing up on the game's website and places like MMORPG.com. Good luck. One other test taking place on the 4th of November is for Fractured, an indie sandbox MMORPG from Dynamite Studios. This marks the beginning of the fall alpha launch that introduces new mechanics like city nodes, mining, metalworking, and the trading posts, allowing players who plan on governing cities in the world to get a taste of what the management and economy aspects of the game will look like. The fall alpha will run for a while, but unlike the summer ones that offered you a quick free preview, you will need to purchase one of the founders packs to get access here, with the cheapest alpha access pack costing €80. Then, on the 7th of November, Japan's Blue Protocol anime MMORPG will be launching another closed beta test in the region, which many folks I know are very excited for. Bandai Namco began recruiting testers mid last month, and they've stated that 15,000 players would be sweet for the CBT, with majority of testing to be done on server capacity, load, and the matchmaking system, so expect to have some serious fun in this one. I'm not so sure about if it's still too late to get into it now, even with a VPN, but I do know that we will see highlights and translations all over YouTube, Reddit, and places like that, so don't fret about missing out. On the 10th of November, EverQuest 2 will have a beta test for its upcoming expansion, Reign of Shadows, which happens to be the MMO's 17th expansion overall. Only recently announced, EverQuest 2 players will get a bunch of good stuff in this expansion, including a new playable race, the Vashir, which is the first one introduced in over 5 years. Alongside that, we've got new raids, quests, guild level increase, all new prestige abilities, and while that sounds cool, I'm not sure how much of that we'll get to see in the beta. Daybreak has said that more info will be released in the coming weeks, so until then, stay tuned. Onward we go to the final segment, which is new MMO launches, and unfortunately, there's nothing major on my radar that's coming out this month unless that changes in the coming weeks. For now, 2 new launches are a go, the first being the relaunch of Rohan Blood Feud, known as Rohan Eternal Vengeance, which is a free-to-play Asian MMORPG launching on the 10th of November. I've tried digging out as much info about this relaunch as possible, but developers Play With Interactive has got nothing out except that it's a reset with no substantial improvements or additions. It's the same game with a different name. The other launch is for a mobile MMO called A3 Still Alive, which releases on Android and iOS come the 10th of November too. This, like all the others, is a free-to-play MMO with Dark Souls-like aesthetics and emphasis on the heavy stylistic combat, catering more toward the PvP crowd. It's a global launch, so it should show up on your regional app stores if you are interested in checking it out. And that's all I've got for now, folks. Again, for all subsequent launch and announcements, hang tight for the news drop videos. If there's something I missed this early on in the month, it's not intentional, and do feel free to share what else is coming our way in the comments section down below. Wishing you folks a fantastic month of gaming ahead, and I'll see you all in the next video. Hit the like button for the love of MMOs, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to the channel and get notified whenever a new upload is out. Once again, I'm Adrian, and I thank you for watching.